Hey, what's up guys? Happy DIY Thursday. Today our project, some of you might call me foolhardy for this one, but we are replacing our old legacy overhead garage door, which is fully functional, works fine, no issues, with a brand new 2 horsepower Ryobi Garage Door Opener with all the modules and everything, brand new. I just found this one on Facebook Market, and I've always wanted a Ryobi Garage Door Opener because, you know, I am a Ryobi fanatic. So even though I've heard of the issues with these, you know, I'm still taking a shot. So hopefully this pans out. So stick with me on this one. I guess our first, we're going to need to take this one down. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I'm up here. First thing I'm doing is just labeling all the old wires that went into the old garage door opener. I don't know if any of those are going to be used, but I just labeled them all just in case. And now I'm going to get the rest taken down. Alright, so let me show you guys where we're at in the process. We currently have the old garage door opener removed. It's right here. And now we got to start piecing this one together. Alright, our first step here is putting together the rail system. So I've already put one sleeve on, slid the trolley through. Now I just got to connect the rest of them. Okay, so now the rail assembly is completely put together. It was fairly easy. There's just the end piece here, and then there's 2 sleeves here. So you put the end piece, the sleeve, you slide that little trolley piece, the back trolley piece in, and then you continue by putting the next big piece on there, then another sleeve, and then the end piece for the rail. And then it has the little piece back here where you just put the screw in there, and then you have to tighten the belt. There's an actual belt in there because it's belt driven. So you just tighten the screw to be even with that part right there, and then the belt is tightened. So I believe our next step is just attaching the headpiece to this. So we'll do that now. Alright, so our next step here, there's just a felt washer that we had to put over this little space here on the sprocket. Then you take the little sprocket piece, put it on top. Then I'm going to be taking my rail, and I'm going to put the rail on top of there and secure these 2 brackets down. So we'll be back after we do that. So here the rail is installed to the head of the unit. You see there. Now we just need to mount it to the garage. Our next step here was we had to do a little bit of measurement and get this header bracket installed here. So I got my trusty impact wrench. Boom. So here's where we at. We got our bracket up there. We got the pin and the cotter pin on that side. Now we just need to put the garage door opener up there. And I have some new brackets I gotta put up there too. So that's next. Alright, so we got our bracket up there. I got it mounted. Now I just need to do the little arm thing and get it all plugged in. So next here we installed the sensors. What I did here is because I already have wires for my old sensors run in the walls in my house, so I just spliced them together like that, and we'll see if that works for these sensors. But I'm hoping it works, but I did that on both sides, so we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so we got everything installed here, as you see. The only issue, I have tested it, it does work. The only issue I'm having is I have a smart home accessory that I can use to open and close my garage, and whenever I activate that, it turns on accessory port number 1 on the garage door opener. So I've done a little bit of research. I think I found a fix for it. So I'm going to actually solder the connections from the smart home accessory directly to the button on the circuit board. So here, I'll show you that here on the next clip. Okay, so now we're trying to get the smart home device I have to work with the garage door opener. When I was originally trying to do it, it was triggering accessory port 1 and not opening the garage. So let me show you guys where we're at. So what I've done here is I opened up the garage door opener, and these two buttons right here are the mechanisms for the actual opening button. So I'm going to solder these two to those 2 points for that opening button, and then run this back up to the garage door opener itself, and run this to the smart device that I have, and I'm hoping that that will make it only trigger just the open button and not the accessory 1 button. So let me get to doing some soldering. Okay, so here we are. We have our 2 connection points there soldered on to that button. So now I'll just put it back together and put the remote back together and run this wire to my smart accessory and see if it works. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I am going to add a little hot glue here to kind of help with the strain relief. Alright, so there it's soldered to the board. Got my wire coming out. Now I just have to run this to my smart home accessory, and hopefully that will have fixed my issue. So we've completed our project here. Let me show you guys. We got it, the garage door opener up. I have my inflator accessory. I have my parking accessory. I have a fan and a Bluetooth speaker on the way. Let me show you how everything's working. So as you see, if I push button 5 here, that turns on the inflator. If I push the light button, turn the light on and off. And of course the garage button. This thing is super quiet too. So it closes. And it opens just fine. The app control works fine. Everything works fine. I'm about 98% up and running. The only issue I'm having right now is getting it working with my smart home automation. The way I have it set up right now, you solder the wire onto the back of the circuit board there from my smart control directly to the push button opener, hoping that would work. But I don't think that the signal that it sends is the right signal, so it just opens the door for about a second and then closes it back. So I think I have it fixed for that. I found a few things on the internet. Oh, there's my parking assist there. But yeah, I'm gonna work on that. That might be another video on how to get it running with smart home automation. But that's the only issue I'm having. It's not dropping Wi-Fi. This one is the 2 horsepower one that's actually hardwired for the remote in the garage. So it hasn't dropped Wi-Fi. It's worked every time. Every time I've used it with my phone, it's worked. So the only issue I'm having is it's not showing like the battery charging status, that it's charging, or the status of the battery. But that's minor. I don't really care about that. I think it looks really great in my garage. You know, I just love the look of having everything Ryobi like that. I'm gonna build my workbench next week, so I'm excited about that project. But yeah, I'm going to call this project a success. It was a lot of fun to get it up and running. If you've never installed a garage door opener, it really isn't that difficult. Just follow directions. You know, we like to do things ourselves. You can do it yourself, trust me. It's not that hard at all. It took me just a few hours. But yeah, this was a fun project. I'm happy to have my Ryobi Garage Door Opener now. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.